she got a text and I pick it up and that joint said Jerry. Yeah. I feel some type of like, yo, who the F is Jerry?
It's like, great seeing you last night.
Yeah,
like,
for
yo,
real,
bro.
what's going on?
Who's this? Who's Jerry, bro? We need to have a conversation. Like something's going. I don't care if you paid. Get out.
I'm not
That's
leaving.
how that
bro.
works.
I paid. I'm not leaving.
No.
I'm not
if
leaving.
you cause a ruckus in the classroom,
leaving,
there's no
I'm not leaving.
Everyone loves to talk about themselves.
Loves to.
And you know what they love even more? When someone's listening to them talk about themselves. Oh, you're going to make some girl so happy one day.
Yeah,
you're such a great
and
guy.
You know what's Yo, bro, they'll tell him that. They'll tell him that. Yo, you're such a great guy. You're one of the good ones.
You're one of the good ones.
But yeah. You ain't trying to. You ain't trying to.
You ain't trying to slide it.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the NOA Podcast. Figure your goals. Tyler here, my man, Trey.
You.
Thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate all the support you guys continue to show us.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the comments, all the likes, the subscribes. We appreciate you guys. We really, really do. Whether you're new to the channel or whether you've been around, thank you so much. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, for real, for real. Help us out tremendously. So let's get into it today. Trey, what we got on the docket, man?
All right, so before the show started, Tyler wrote down one of the topics, and frankly, I guess I had like a wild reaction.
It struck
to
a chord. It struck a chord.
I called it criminal. I believe that's the word I used.
Criminal ideology. It is a criminal ideology.
Now, maybe criminal is wild, and I might have been over exaggerating, but maybe there are a couple people out there that would kind of agree. So here's essentially the gist of things. Do you believe in the ideology, I'm single until I'm married? So now what that tells me is if I'm dating a girl,
okay,
and I'm just your boyfriend, we're not married, we're not nothing.
Okay.
You still see yourself as single, meaning you can go talk to other people, you can
Correct.
go act like you're single
Correct.
while you're with me. Now, how is that going to lead to marriage? It's just not. It's a ridiculous ideology. If this is to be true by whoever is saying it, in my eyes, I just think it's stupid.
You know, I agree because similar to everything you just said, if you're single, that means you're able to talk to whoever you want to talk to.
Literally.
You're able to entertain whoever you want to entertain. You are able to spend as much time as you want with somebody else, all that other stuff. How can you conduct yourself in that way? Me see that and then still propose to you.
You expect me to, which is wild.
So I'm going to propose to you after you were talking to other dudes, entertaining other guys, going over their crib, spending time with them, but we're in a relationship. But technically, we're not in a relationship because you're single.
Until you're married. And probably, according to them, anything that happens up until the whole marriage doesn't even count anyway.
Nah, bro.
Because it's like, all right, well, now that I'm married, now I can be serious. Because I wasn't
some seem
in a relationship.
Some seem to take, like, marriage as the... Like, this is the series. But
Yeah,
the
now,
whole point is, like...
Yes, working up to that.
Yeah. Because if you outside of marriage, when I am not tied to you, you are conducting yourself like this.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to tie myself to you forever and expect you to be like, oh, okay, and act right.
Not trustworthy, man.
Nah, bro.
And and let's say this, even if you aren't doing those things, you're not going out clubbing, you're not going out drinking, you're not going out getting attention from a whole bunch of people. Just by saying this alone alarms me. Because I'm like, you think that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with someone who thinks like that. Like, you can't be thinking, all right, I'm single until I'm married. You know, we're working together on this because it's a companionship thing. We're working together. We're doing this together. We're not individual. We're a partner, apparently, right? So then let's act like partners.
Yeah. It's like courtship. It's like you're courting.
Yeah, apparently they want us to act chivalrous.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think it kind of comes with, I don't know, I think it's just hard to trust somebody like that. Because imagine, like, kind of like you said earlier, like, imagine being in a relationship with a girl, but she's saying you're single. So it's also confusing because, like, you're single until you're married, but, like, are we dating? Because then if you go talk to other people, me personally, I'm going to go talk to other people. I ain't just going to, like, stay down and do nothing.
Yeah.
But then if I go talk to other people and you see that and you get mad, do you even have a right to get mad? Because technically, so.
You're single.
Technically, you're single.
We're both single.
Yeah, because if you're single,
by that
I'm
logic,
single.
yeah, we're both single.
How are you single, but I'm in a relationship with you, but you're single? That makes no sense.
They say the statement "rules for thee, not for me," man.
Yeah,
There's rules for us. It's not for them.
that's
Now,
bro.
if there are any men or women out there that actually believe this, you're ridiculous in my eyes. This is neither side should be thinking like this. Men shouldn't be thinking like this. You're single until you're married. Women shouldn't be thinking like this. You're single until you're married. That's really going to block you, at least in my personal opinion, from meeting a lot of very good people. You'll block your blessings. You'll block wonderful things that can come into your life by meeting specific people. If you just think like this, in my eyes, it's just not what you should do.
What do you think the purpose of that ideology is? Like, in terms of, like, what do you think? Because women say that to men, and it kind of, like, turns us off. We understand why it turns us off. But, like, why do you think women say that? Like, what do you think what do you believe they think they're going to get from them saying that to us?
I think it could be two things. I think, one, it could be to kind of panic the guy they're with to force him to, like, ante up and marry her. Like, okay, you're single until you're married. Well, I guess I got to marry you now, so you're no longer single.
Okay.
So that could be one of the things. Another thing could be she just kind of wants to play the game. She just wants to be able to, so she just use that as an excuse. So until I'm married, I ain't taking any of y'all seriously.
So she's just using that as an excuse to kind of sleep around and continue to be with other men.
So those are my two guesses, at least.
I think those are fantastic guesses. I actually agree. I feel like some women might say that because they believe it might kind of light a fire underneath the man's tail to kind of like marry them and fully commit to them.
Kind of like an ultimatum in a way.
Yeah, it's like, listen, either you're gonna marry me or I'm just gonna talk to other guys.
Go be single.
I'm gonna be single and I'm gonna live my life.
Yep.
So it is kind of like an ultimatum, which is foul to give. Like, I think that's a kind of messed up ultimatum to give. Or I think women could say that because it gives them an excuse to be a hoe. For me to say it in like the least amount of words.
True. Yeah.
Because they could just be honest. They could just tell the guy, like, hey, listen, I would rather be single.
Yeah.
I would rather just entertain other guys as well. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. We could have a little, like, situationship, but I'm also going to be seeing other guys.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, if that's how she wants to live her life, that is fair.
Yeah, of course.
And it's also fair because she's just honest and upfront about it. Yeah. So now the guy knows.
And at least he can make his options at that point.
Yeah, but I do think it makes her feel better because she's like, I'm single until I'm married. So instead of just being honest and saying, like, hey, just saying it what it is, it's like an easier way to being like, hey, unless you commit to me, I'm just going to, like, continue to just sleep around.
Yeah. It's disappointing that we, as human beings, think like this. And in the end, it's really only going to just hurt us all. There will be those few out there, I believe, who will come to their senses and actually find their person. But in the realms of relationships, man, in 2025, it's looking rough for a lot of folks. I hear more and more just like kind of going out in the world, either watching YouTube videos, being on a college campus, just listening to the people talking. There's a lot of lonely people out there. There's a lot of people who either can't make friends or just can't find a relationship. You can't find a man, you can't find a woman, you can't find anybody. It's crazy.
Do you find it hard to make friends?
I think it could be difficult sometimes to make genuine friends. But I have no difficulty making acquaintances. Okay. No difficulty making, friends here and there where I can, like, chat with in that moment, But, like, long-lasting friendships, those types of things that I think takes time and both parties have to put effort in. So they could be a little bit harder to come by because if you don't find another person who's willing to put that kind of effort into it, it's not really going to work.
Do you believe you can only find it if you find somebody else who's willing to put in that same exact effort that you put in?
Yeah, in my opinion. Yeah, it has to go both ways. It has to go both ways. Because, I mean, any relationship is just reciprocation, It's like if I'm going to do for you, you don't expect them to do back for me, but you'd still like them to do back for you at the end of the day, Yeah. And if you see them doing that, you're like, all right, cool. It's going to go back and forth. And frankly, I think it's just kind of like how a symbiotic relationship works. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. You help me out, I help you out wherever I can. It just shows that you care, at least for long-lasting relationships. Maybe not like the acquaintance relationships where, like, you might see people in passing or something like that. But if you want to go for somebody, whether it be a relationship where it's like romantic or just like a friendship for like 10, 20 years, I do believe it. You need both sides. Both sides have to... someone comes visit someone else who's like maybe far away, and then a year later, the other person comes back and does the same thing. It's like both sides are actually trying instead of just one person. I don't know. Do you think differently or?
No, I agree with what you're saying. I do think it takes two people. That's the only way to really build a genuine friendship and a genuine relationship. It has to go both ways.
Yeah.
I think majority of relationships that do last, or friendships that, same thing, friendships, relationships that last, typically they both do for each other.
Yeah.
I feel like really good relationship is like, all right, I'm gonna look out for you.
Exactly.
You look out for me.
Goes both ways.
Yeah, and it just continues to go both ways, and it's just reciprocal, and it feels like it's just back and forth,
And
back
that's
and
how you
forth,
build the
back and
trust.
forth throughout that. That is exactly how you build
That's
trust.
how you build a trust.
Because over time, it's like, oh, okay, this person really looking out for me. They really making sure that I'm okay. Okay, I can actually like trust him or trust her. If something was to go down, you kind of have an idea like, oh, okay, this person ain't gonna leave. This person gonna be here for me.
Yeah.
Based off of what you have seen, especially you being like back on college campuses, and based off what you might have heard, do you think that people are able to make? Do you think that people are having a hard time making just like the acquaintance level friends?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's something I've actually noticed, and I think COVID really messed a lot of us up.
You
man.
think so?
The generation of kids I'm noticing, because I'm kind of going to college with those kids now, the generation of high schoolers that like had their junior and senior years essentially just kind of cut. I've noticed that it's harder for them to socialize in a way. You know, it's harder for them to kind of either express their feelings or kind of like just, you know, they're very awkward compared to, I mean, in my opinion, some of the older generation. You know, we're speaking to kids who might have graduated with us or, you know, a little bit older. They seem to be a little bit more well-adjusted. I know kind of going through that for, you know, just the whole lockdown for everybody was still rough in all of our own ways.
Bro. It was hard.
But I've just noticed the younger generation, man, they have a very tough time, like, connecting with people. So just a lot of them are just, like, alone and by themselves.
So instead of going out there and trying to connect with people, it kind of just seems like they have reverted inward.
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah. And I don't think I don't think the society that we live in too helps, because, in my personal opinion, I think a lot of people out there can kind of say they've noticed that we live in a very individualistic society. Everyone's kind of like to themselves and for themselves these days. It's like kind of like, what can I get out of whatever relationships? That's kind of like why people say relationships are transactional. It's like, what can I get? What can I get?
That is true.
Everyone's kind of focusing on themselves, and yeah, you can rightfully do that, but a big thing that I think we all lose is the sense of community that we had like 50, 60 odd years ago, because we focused more on everybody else compared to now where we just focus on ourselves. And in my opinion, the younger generation is having a very, very hard time socializing and actually making those connections, especially on the college campus. That's the time you need to be doing it.
Crazy enough, I feel like college campuses to me personally was the easiest.
Yeah.
Or just I should say school in general.
Yeah,
like
school
when
in
I was in
general.
school and
It's
when
just
I
a
was
great
in-
place to socialize.
It was easy.
Yeah.
And I also think too, to go back to the individualism thing that you brought up, I think social media also makes it easier.
Yeah, tremendously.
Because like, let's be honest, and
tremendously easier, definitely.
we're not going to talk about the topics today. I mean, we could bring it up, but it's like AI has taken over tremendously. Like you
Yep.
can have a relationship without leaving your house.
Literally, yeah.
Like you could also be in kind of like an online community with people just on a laptop.
You can have friends online. You can have a relationship online. You
Yeah.
technically never need to leave your house because you can get DoorDash services.
You get things
You
delivered.
can get things delivered to
Yeah.
you. You can get anything you want.
And you know what's crazy? You also make money online.
So you don't need to leave.
You don't have to
So
leave.
you genuinely could just stay at home all day
Yeah.
and not socialize with anybody.
Yeah. And I think
That's it.
technology has kind of increased the individualization or individualism, however you want to say it.
It's made everything easier for us, but at the same time, it's disconnected us in so many ways that's just unimaginable.
Yeah. But it's like it's also the digital world, and it's going to continue to.
Yeah, it's not going
evolve.
to going to change now. We've opened Pandora's box. It's just going to keep going.
Yeah, pretty
it's
much.
just gonna keep going.
Pretty much. You want to get into the next
Next
topic?
one?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. So, kind of coming off of all that, last year there was a whole bunch of singles events specifically for black folk. And simply put, black men didn't really show out to these events. Like, we just weren't there. Maybe nobody told us. We just didn't save the date.
I mean, I ain't hear
You
about
ain't
it.
hear about them? I ain't hear about them either.
I ain't hear about
So I guess that's what it is. But anywho, essentially, you know, this year kind of coming around, a video had come out of a black lady kind of saying, because of, you know, last year they had a whole bunch of singles events, black men ain't show out this year. Black women shouldn't really focus on that. They shouldn't really worry about trying to get into these events because clearly black men ain't. We're focusing on ourselves, our hobbies, and all that. So the question kind of is
other things.
Would black men rather focus on hobbies and like other activities than going to singles events, and why? Why do you think we would rather focus on these things than go chase women?
I don't think it's anything against black women. I think kind of we've talked about this many times. I think just how the dating society is and how women can be toward men sometimes. I think nowadays men are kind of fed up and they have stopped. Now, what I will also say is maybe those black events don't happen around here, but I don't really hear a lot about black single events. But if you just take race out of it, I don't really hear a lot about any single events like, at all. Personally, that like be happening locally. So I do.
Oh, you mean just in your general area?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
true.
my general area. Like if I'm walking down the street and like I see a flyer and it's like, singles event at this. Like, I don't.
You know,
see none of that.
They did a 20. I think it was like a 20. Pop the balloon.
Yeah.
At the school.
No way. At Hartford?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they did a pop the balloon. I didn't go to it, of course. I saw the flyers for it. I ain't
know that was a thing, bro.
Yeah,
Some people probably got hurt walking up there, bro. They're like, yo, I'm gonna bag me a shorty, right? Walk up there, pop. We just, damn, bro. Yo, imagine doing that in the gym with the people watching.
That's a rough way to start college.
Yeah, in fact, freshman, bro. Freshman year, bro. First day of like the second semester, come back.
That's rough.
Yeah, they be cooked. Yeah. But I don't hear a lot about singles events. So I think also some of it is like, you need to work on your marketing, advertising, bro. I don't hear about like local ones unless I'm out the loop, which I probably am. But
would you attend if there was a black singles event in Hartford? Would you attend?
Probably not.
Wait.
I went on a whole little tangent about how I know, but I probably won't pull up. Nah, I'm straight, Playboy. I'm good. I appreciate y'all for real though. Much love. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Nah, I'm straight off that.
They don't think about it. All right. But what's your reasoning though? Like, is like a purpose?
I would rather just go to if I was to go to a singles event, I probably wouldn't go just to a straight black singles event. I'd probably go to just a regular,
like an all culture singles event. Everybody singles event.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go to just
like a specifically black one.
Right. Yeah, I also like. I do think singles events could actually be very, very useful because you already know everybody there is single. Everybody there is looking.
Yeah.
Obviously, you might talk to a girl and still get denied, but it's kind of like everyone there knows that if you're there, we're all going to talk about like possibly being in a relationship and stuff like that. I think that's cool, but like at the moment, that's not my main focus. That's not really like how I'm thinking. I also don't mind just like meeting women. I ain't gonna say on the street, but just like
in the world
while I'm out.
Yeah, just in the world.
Yeah, like I have no problem kind of like striking up a conversation with a woman or while I'm like out at work, out at a mall or something like that.
Okay.
How about you? What are your thoughts about it?
I actually wouldn't go as well.
Why, bro?
I actually wouldn't go as well.
Come on, bro. You don't want to stay in the culture?
Nah,
you don't want to keep. You don't want to keep it in the culture, bro.
Not necessarily. And even if I did, I wouldn't do it at a singles event.
Dr. Umar would be so upset with you, man.
Who the hell is Dr. Umar?
You know Dr. Umar, the guy.
That black dude?
Yeah.
Who cares? I wouldn't.
That's fair. That's fair.
I wouldn't. I.
Why not a singles event?
I don't know if pathetic's the right word.
Damn. Wow. Okay.
But I just don't feel as though I need to go to a singles event to get women. Like I could just get women in the wild.
You think it's pathetic?
A little bit.
Why?
Because like you couldn't find anybody else, so you had to go to an event to help you out.
It's just like anything. It's like you couldn't get a job on your own, so you go to a job fair.
Nah, that's not the same thing.
What? How is it not the same thing? It's the same thing.
Well,
bro.
I mean, it's a job. I guess in the sense that women cost money. So if you want to call it that kind of job, then sure.
All right. I mean, like I'm not saying that women are the job. What I'm saying is you might have difficulty getting women, or you've been trying and it just didn't work. You hear there's a
to go to a singles event.
see the way you say it, like, oh, you have to go to a singles. Like the way you saying it sounds rough, but just like, listen,
This sounds like you can't get none.
yeah, but it just so happens they could have tried and just ain't work. And then on top of that, they could still be actively trying, but then they heard about a singles event. All right, cool. You already know there's already going to be women there. So then you go and then you talk to them. It's kind of like going to a bar in a way. You know there's going to be women there. You pull up to the bar, you talk to them.
Yeah, see, I go to the bar, but I wouldn't go to a singles event.
But it's the same. It's kind of like the same thing.
No, because one has a specific purpose.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's not what
You go to a job fair to get a job, a specific
Yeah.
purpose. You could apply to all these places, but then you go to a job to get a specific purpose.
specific
You go to a
job.
singles fence to get a girl. Okay, what's
But
wrong with
but I
the?
could do that out in the wild. That's why I'm like, I just don't feel like.
I understand you can do that in the wild, and I'm not taking. I agree with you. I'm with you because I also wouldn't go, but
True.
there's nothing wrong with kind of like a little bit of help.
I didn't say there's anything wrong with it.
But like,
I do just find it a little bit pathetic.
That's what's wrong. That's what.
But there's not really, no. It's just it's a personal opinion. That don't mean that I think you can do a singles event if you want to.
I mean, yeah,
I
of
personally
course.
wouldn't do it because I feel as though it says that you just can't get women out in public. So I have to resort to a singles event.
All right, you know what? Fair enough.
That's just my opinion, though. You don't gotta
that's
agree
fair.
with me.
Yeah, of
You can
course.
be
That's
mad.
fair. That's fair. I just think you could be bad. I don't think it's like pathetic. I just think it's another way to help. It's like another aid.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's just like anything. Like every time you talk to a girl out in the public, you ain't gonna score. You ain't gonna win. And I'm not saying.
course.
So I think it's just like the person could be talking to other women in public, hear about the singles event, figure, hey, I'll stop by. I'm looking for a girl. Why not go to a place where there's women?
Listen, I'll say this. I can't hate on anybody who wants to go try it out. If that is your thing, by all means, you go do it. You know, don't let my word stop you. But you ain't gonna catch me one of those things.
I mean-
Not like voluntarily, at least. Maybe because like he asked me to come or like somebody else, but
All right.
not because I wanted to go.
Now I got a question. Let's say I went. I'm like, yo, Trey, come with me. You would come with me.
Yeah, just
Okay, fair. You would come with me. Would you participate?
seriously,
Would you be seriously?
like take it seriously, like
Sure.
actually try to find a wife type thing, or just to be social.
Based off of you asking that, I'm assuming seriously you would say no.
Yeah,
That's-
I'd come just to have fun. Like I wouldn't.
You wouldn't actually try to bag a shorty?
Nah, that wouldn't be my interest.
What if she was really cute? She looked good and everything.
Okay.
What if she had certain qualities?
Okay, we can be good friends.
So just because she's at a singles event, you wouldn't?
Yeah, you're friend zoned.
Why?
It's just by standards, man. You're friend zoned. Yeah, I'm a friend. I listen. I'm not interested in picking you up here. You in the friend zone.
Sick, bro. Yeah, I'm sick. Yo, just cause shorty is at a singles event, she's friend zoned is crazy. That's crazy.
Is it though?
I think 100%.
I think it's very normal.
I think you go block. I think you
In
block.
2025,
I
that's
think you
pretty
block-
normal.
I think you block your blessings.
Damn, using my own words against me. Wow. Okay. I actually,
Because I'm just. I mean,
No
I'm not.
rebuttal.
I'm not saying you.
because
have
I
to-
actually might be blocking my blessings.
Yeah,
so
because I'm
actually, I
not saying
can't
you
even-
gotta go there to be serious, but I'm telling like, yo, even if you go there not to be serious, but you happen to just come across a shorty that you actually kind of like, dang, she's cool.
But am I really blocking my blessings though? Because it's not like I'm not saying that person can't be in my life. You're in my life. You're just my friend.
Yeah, you're blocking your blessings because she could be your wife.
See, my friend first, and then my wife.
But then, okay, well then at that point you are. At that point, that kind of goes against what
Yeah,
you
that
said,
does
and
go
then you
against-
would
yeah,
be
that
fun
does-
because then
that
you're
does go
she's
against
not
my
friend
friend.
zoned.
Yeah,
You're
she's not
just
friend
friends
zoned.
for a while, and then you start dating.
That's true. That is true. So I can't do it that way.
I would just say if you go to an event and she happened to be cool, happen to be whatever, I don't see where there's a problem with her. Just because it was at a singles event, you really gonna hold it to like that?
I might. I actually might. I don't know how I feel. I have to get to the event to see how it is, because this is just a hypothetical.
Oh.
So like, if it did happen, okay, there's a possibility, but I don't think that's going to take place. I just don't think. But
I mean, that's fair. I'm not saying it will. Fair, it probably won't. But I'm just saying if it did, I'd be like, dang, you wouldn't just even if I had a disdain for it. Let's say if I
At that point, I'd probably already have like some kind of girl on the side anyway. So like, me going to this whole singles event thing would probably be messing that up too.
first and foremost, if you already have a girl on the side, you're already How is it messing things up?
I don't know, maybe,
You're already playing with.
Maybe there's a possibility.
Let's
take her
Nah.
seriously.
Because you know what's crazy? You said you already have a girl on the side. For you to have a girl on the side, oh no, not necessarily. All right, I was about to say something, but not necessarily. Okay, you have a girl on the side, right? Also, if she's on the side, she ain't that important. So ain't gonna mess up.
But I was about to say, or I said, there's a possibility I want to take her seriously. So what if that kind of comes up, and then this whole singles event thing comes, meet a great girl, and all of a sudden now I got two women to pick between?
Yeah. Okay. What's the problem?
Stressful choices, Tyler. I don't know if I can handle all that.
Would you rather two women to pick between or no women to pick between?
No one might be more peaceful.
Yeah. What would you rather?
I'd rather two.
Exactly. But I would say it wouldn't. I don't think it would be bad.
Okay.
I don't think it would be bad. I'm not saying you should go, but if you were to stumble upon one, or
it's not like you gonna invite me to anything like this anyway. So
no, this is strictly a hypothetical. I'm also thinking like, well, what if someone invites us out to one?
Yeah, but what are the odds of that happening? How many people you know
know.
going to a singles event? Any of the team members going to a singles event?
I mean, not to my knowledge. But who's to say? You never know.
It could be also a girlfriend of yours.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She could be like, yo, pop out to this event.
That's true.
And I might be like, you know what? I'm going to go. Even if I went let's say if I went just to F around, not to take nothing serious. If I did meet a girl I actually liked, I would be like, all right, maybe. You know what I mean?
You'd actually start taking her serious?
I mean, I would at least kind of be friends with her at first and see.
It.
Yeah, I would consider it. I wouldn't immediately like friend zone her like you were saying, like, and just.
I don't think it's a bad idea. The friend zone is not a bad thing, man. The friend zone is good for some people.
I don't think
some people only need to be friends.
No, listen.
Not every girl got to be your.
I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, if she turns out to be like a really great
wifey
person, like wifey material type,
yeah.
you just gonna let her walk away just because she was at a singles event?
All right. Well, I mean, I'm probably not. No, probably not. No, I'd talk to her. But there's a lot of wifeys out there, man, and some of them are just gonna be friends. You can't have all the wifeys, bro.
What you mean?
There's a lot of girls out there. Well, I mean, I can't say there's too many, but there's still a lot of girls out there that are gonna be wives. That are good enough to be wives.
Okay.
You can't have all of them.
Am I saying?
But you will meet a lot of them, so you can make friends with them at least.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. But also, if you don't have nobody and they don't have nobody, and if they're good enough to be a wife, there's a good chance you might pursue.
That's true. But what if you do have somebody? You're just not gonna be their friend anymore?
Depends
on
how I'm feeling.
This guy.
What you mean?
How are you feeling?
It depends on the moment. Maybe I want to be their friend. Maybe I don't want to be their friend. Maybe at that point I'm already married.
She's good enough to be wifey, but not good enough to be your friend.
What if at that point I'm already married, and my wife is like, listen, like, can you please really not talk to her, and she whatever.
All right. Well, it's fair if your wife asks for it. Yeah. It's fair if your wife asks for it. But if your wife doesn't ask for it, are you against being friends with women when you're married?
I'm not against it, but like I ain't really looking for a female friend. I'm probably just gonna keep it like professional type. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
That's fair.
I mean, like I'm not gonna go out seeking like female friends because there's really no like need.
That's fair. All right, fair enough.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. It's not a good idea. Frankly, that'll get your wife all insecure and upset.
Now we got a problem. And then also...
And then she could be petty and do the same thing to you.
That's why I was just about to say, like...
I'm not trying to have that happen.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have that happen.
It was like, nah, we ain't played this. We ain't played this game. We ain't going back and forth.
Yeah, I'm not trying to have that happen.
I think the same way is like, well, how would I feel if she got a text and I pick it up and that joint said Jerry? Yeah. I feel some type of like, yo, who the F is Jerry?
It's like, great seeing you last night.
Yeah,
like,
for real, bro. What's going on?
Who's this? Who's Jerry, bro? We need to have a conversation. Like something's going.
Who's Jerry? Who's Jerry, bro?
Yeah,
no, for real. So I probably wouldn't. Or if I did, it would probably be on some like business type of relationship.
That's fair.
Yeah. But we're getting to the end of the show. And around this time, we typically give advice. So Trey, you got any advice?
Be true to yourself and follow your gut. We'll talk about that next week. But like, Be true to yourself, and like, if you really want something, work towards it, and eventually it will be yours. That's my advice.
Yeah. What's good advice? My advice would be, I was like screaming this outside, and it literally just came to mind not that long ago before we started recording. Take it while you can. Take it while you can. And what I mean by that is, there are times where an opportunity might rise, and if you do not take that opportunity at that time, the opportunity will go away, and you will never get a chance to
get it again.
To get that opportunity again.
Very true.
Example, and this is just one example, but it could be spread across multiple avenues. A while ago, months ago, me and Trey were walking outside. We saw this girl in our apartment complex, like sitting on her balcony, and I was like, "Damn, she looked good." And then I said to Trey, "Yo, the next time I see her, I'm gonna pull up on her." That was months ago.
Yeah.
Ever since that day,
Never seen her again.
I have never seen her again.
Yeah.
Ever. No idea if she still lives here.
Yeah.
Could just like never seen her ever again. And Trey happened to bring it up today because we walked
by.
path. We walked that same path, and it's crazy. It's like, dang. Now it's no big deal, like all that other stuff. But imagine like if I really wanted that opportunity, it's gone forever. Or at least it's gone for however long. I have no idea if I'm ever going to see her again. I have no idea if the opportunity is even going to arise again.
True.
And it might not ever, and that means I would have missed the opportunity. Who's to say how the opportunity might have changed my life? It could have ruined my life.
But it could have
it could have made my life better.
Yeah.
But all in all,
I have like 6 or 7 stories just like that. So I know this. Yeah. I've been there before. I'm sure plenty of men out there
have been there.
Been there before.
But it goes off of, it's not just women, but it's also just like, business opportunities or career opportunities. It could go on with a whole bunch of things. It could just be
opportunities in general.
Yeah, it could just be like to change your life. Just happen to talk to somebody. You take that step to talk to somebody, and next thing you know, they could put you in a whole different situation that has benefited your life. And it's just because you decided to take that step to talk to them and start a conversation. So take it while you can. Take it while you can. If you see an opportunity and you really want it, take it. Don't hesitate. Go for it. Hesitation gets you killed. So that'll be my advice. Thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate you guys so much for all the support you show us. Thank you, man, for real. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All episodes are available on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. Just type in the NOA Podcast. We are the first thing that pops up. You can find us on Instagram at NOA_podcast. You can find us on TikTok at NOA Podcast 1 and NOA Podcast 2. Also, check out our vlog channel. That's going to be NOA Adventures. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to that channel as well. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. Y'all take care.
Have a good one.